Hey everyone,
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
obviously, content warning here, we're going to be talking about sexual assault and rape allegations, so if you don't want to or can't hear about that stuff right now, feel free to click away. I know this stuff can be very triggering, especially for survivors, so it's okay if you don't watch this video. That being
let's see here. Continue work on my subscriber special, or continue beating this dead horse and exploit it for views.
Being said, I do think it's really important to talk about this stuff and to voice our support for survivors, which is why I'm making this video.
Dad, what's wrong with AIDS? Why doesn't anyone want me to give them AIDS? There he is, beating that dead horse. Get him!
For a while, I had no idea what I could add to this conversation or how I could make a video on this topic.
Well, here's a thought, Justin. You could do research on the topic and develop your own opinion and perspective based on your research rather than having a hive mind like all you lefties seem to have regarding topics like this. You know, it's just a thought. Maybe it's something you could do.
Do it! Just do it!
Because it seems very obvious to me that we should believe Brett Kavanaugh's accusers and not appoint him to the Supreme Court. End of story.
You went full retard, man. Never go full retard. You don't buy that? Ask Sean Penn, 2001, I understand. Remember? Went full retard. Went home empty-handed.
No, Justin, we shouldn't. Because we have this little thing called justice and due process. Innocent until proven guilty. People lie, Justin. Do you not comprehend this, that people lie? Ever since the Me Too movement rolled around, women all over have been abusing it and accusing people of false sex allegations just to ruin people's lives that they don't agree with. Do you not think it's strange that these sexual allegations didn't come up at any other point in the so-called 17 years since this happened, but only when Kavanaugh was being appointed to the Supreme Court and the Democrats needed to do something about it because they need to get more Democrats on the Supreme Court because they don't want to lose their power? Do you not have enough intelligence to think that that's a bit too convenient? The fact that so many people have been taking these allegations seriously is beyond me, because this is the most obvious lie and setup I have ever seen in my life. It is a joke that anybody would take this woman seriously. It's obvious she has ulterior motives, yet people take her seriously anyway, and idiots like you eat it up because it allows you to virtue signal so you can feel good about yourself because you're just another privileged millennial, Justin, and you'll look for any reason to virtue signal or feel oppressed. No, we should not believe all people that accuse people of sexual assault, because then, guess what? Everybody is fucked. Anybody can make a false sexual assault allegation and ruin their life. Like, how's this sound, Justin? About 17 years ago, you touched me, Riley. You raped me in my asshole at a party. Now, I have no evidence for this case, but I'm going to accuse you anyway and take it to court. Would you still say that we should believe all survivors at that point? I mean, I'm a survivor, Justin. I say you raped me, so clearly I must be believed, right?
Like, that doesn't take several minutes to explain. His accuser's accounts are highly credible.
Yes, and what constitutes as a credible accusation to you, Justin? I ask you this. Constantly changing your story, people constantly saying that they remember no such party, accounts being changed all the time, not being able to remember how she got to the party. Seriously, Justin, how are these accusations credible to you? I mean, do you just blindly believe everything you hear from false rape accusers or rape accusers in general and just blindly believe anything they say without the slightest thought that maybe, just maybe, they might be lying? I'm genuinely curious, Justin. Please, get in contact with me so I can understand your logic.
At this point, when I'm recording this, 5 different women have come forward, though that may have changed by the time this video goes live. The Me Too movement has been happening for long enough that folks should know by now to believe survivors.
You serious?
So what else is there to say?
Justin, don't be an idiot. There is a lot to talk about here, and you know it. An innocent man's life is being threatened. His livelihood is being threatened, all because of false accusations, and all just because he's not on the quote-unquote correct side of the political spectrum. Let's be honest here. The only reason this is even being allowed is because Kavanaugh is not on your side. You know, the side of all you SJW libtards, okay? If this becomes an acceptable practice and we throw away justice and due process, then anyone's life can be threatened. Now, you can say you're a transgender lesbian all you want, Justin. We all know the truth. You're a man. And guess what? If it becomes acceptable, any girl can come forward and ruin your life with a false accusation as soon as you step out of line, because leftists and liberals like you are known for cannibalizing their own kind. And also, you're white, so they'll wait for you to just take one tiny little step out of line and they will eat you alive, Justin. Don't be stupid.
I'm not really sure there is much. I could tell you about some of the misconceptions surrounding these specific allegations and tell you exactly what he's being accused of and why that should disqualify him from the Supreme Court, but that information is out there in droves. I try to make videos about topics like these educational and informational and sum up everything you need to know about this topic, but
And by educational, do you mean intentionally misinforming people, using no facts and evidence to back your case, intentionally ignoring logic and facts as long as it doesn't fit your narrative? You will intentionally ignore facts if it doesn't fit your narrative. We've seen this before. Can you really classify your videos as educational? Your videos are nothing more than propaganda, Justin. Don't try to act like you're educating people, because you're not, Justin. You don't use logic. You don't use facts. You don't even do research of any kind. If you were truly an educational channel, you would be addressing the facts, the lies, the inconsistencies in the story, and the fact that this is nothing more than a tactic by the left to take down a political opponent. And I find it so funny, for someone who's trying to speak out for survivors, you really don't care about survivors. This is all about Kavanaugh being on the Supreme Court. You don't care about Kavanaugh possibly being a rapist or not. You only care about him being on the Supreme Court because the Democrats and the liberals, they tell you that's bad. And since you're nothing more than a useful idiot, you go along with it.
This time, more Kavanaugh accusers are coming forward every day. Senate Republicans keep finding new ways to be shitty. By the time this video goes up, things could have changed a lot. So I don't think I have anything to add there, but I think the reason I want to make this video and the main point of this video isn't necessarily to tell you everything about the Kavanaugh situation. It's just to voice my support for survivors.
When will the lies end?
Justin, stop lying. This is pathetic. You don't actually care about survivors. You just want to virtue signal. You just want to show all your little SJW friends, look at how virtuous I am. I care about survivors. No, you don't, Justin, and I'll tell you exactly why. You supported Hillary Clinton, a woman who silenced rape accusers, who helped her husband get away with rape, who got a child rapist off the hook, and then laughed about it. Hillary Clinton took money from Saudi Arabia when she was running for president, a country that treats women like shit and where marital rape is prohibited. You don't care about survivors, Justin. You are just another privileged millennial that wants to virtue signal. And now I'm starting to repeat myself, but it's sad that I have to keep making the same point over and over again. You are a liar, Justin. You're about as honest and credible as that woman who tried to accuse Kavanaugh with her bullshit, okay? You don't actually care, because if you did care, you would address rape survivors in general. You would have called out Hillary Clinton's mistreatment of women a long time ago. You don't care. You are a useful idiot, Justin.
Right now, it sure seems like there's a lot stacked against sexual assault survivors. Republicans are telling them that they're never to be believed.
No, you lie! You lie!
Oh my god, I'm starting to sound like a broken record here. No, Justin, Republicans are not saying that rape accusers should not be believed. They are saying that if they do make an accusation, there should be evidence for it. Okay? When you make an accusation, there needs to be justice and due process. People should not blindly be believed, Justin, because they lie. You can't trust people blindly because they lie. How am I gonna get this into your thick head, Justin? Maybe instead of being transgender, you should put all that money in a freaking brain transplant, because this level of stupidity is way too dangerous. You are too stupid for your own good, Riley. How have you not walked off a cliff by now?
Tons of people are supporting those Republicans. Potentially triggering stories are being shared like wildfire across social media. All of that fucking sucks. So I just want to be one more voice saying that I believe and support survivors of sexual abuse, harassment, and assault, and you should too. I know that my voice is just a drop in the ocean here, but I think we need as many people as we can speaking up and insisting that we believe survivors. And I think that if I really believe that, I also need to say something with whatever platform I have. So I believe Dr. Blasey Ford. I believe Deborah Ramirez. I believe Julia Swetnick. And I believe the other women accusing Kavanaugh of sexual assault.
What about the survivor of Bill Clinton's rape? Do you believe her? How about the survivor of the rapist who Hillary Clinton got off the hook? Do you believe her? How about the countless people raped and molested by Harvey Weinstein? Do you believe them? Or is it, Justin, that you only believe people that you are told to believe, people that are on your side and fit your political agenda because they're on quote-unquote the right side? How about that? Do you believe them? Or, again, are you just a lying virtue signaler that doesn't give a shit?
I believe survivors. It's clear from these accusations that Kavanaugh has a history of assaulting women. These women have no reason to come forward and put their well-being in danger if he did nothing to them.
They have no reason to come forward and put themselves at risk. Oh, really? Let's see, a fundraiser worth money that people have been donating to, a book offer. Yeah, I'm really certain that she has no reason to lie about this. Justin, cut the bullshit. We all know this woman is lying, either to support the Democrats or for fame and money. People do it all the time, Justin. And you are an absolute idiot if you think she's just this poor, innocent rape victim who has been mysteriously keeping these accusations hidden for 17 years until now. Yeah, no, you're an idiot, Justin. She is doing this for money and fame and to ruin a innocent man's life because he dares to be a Republican. He dares to oppose your political views. Fuck you, Justin, and fuck this lying bitch.
Dr. Blasey Ford has already had to move to stay safe from death threats after coming forward. His accusers even have the President of the United States against them. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. Nobody would do that and put themselves in that situation if they didn't have a really good reason. And that reason is that they don't want a man who sexually assaulted or attempted to sexually assault them sitting on the Supreme Court. Their accounts are credible and follow patterns that align with other sexual assault survivors. To dismiss them outright is to say that you don't care about survivors and that all you care about is putting Kavanaugh on the Supreme Court, which
No, Justin, it shows that we believe in justice and due process, that we shouldn't blindly believe the accusations of every woman that has ever accused a man of rape, ever. Because that's how things work in this country. We have a justice and court system for a reason. To blindly follow and take these claims seriously and ruin this man's life would be an absolute disaster. It would be a criminal offense that women are lying and expecting the justice system to go along with it. It would show that we have no justice in this country.
is what Republicans are doing right now. It's hard to describe this in any other way than sickening. Republicans want to vote on confirming Kavanaugh before hearing all these women out. Republicans don't care what his accusers have to say. That's scary. He's not even being put on trial for his actions. He's just losing a chance at an extremely powerful
Uh-oh, retard alert! Retard alert, class!
job. People get denied jobs for all sorts of lesser reasons. He should absolutely be disqualified for having these accusations against him. Even if he doesn't make it on the Supreme Court, he's still a judge with a lot of influence and power. I just can't believe this is even a discussion we're having. And to see so many women come forward and say that what Kavanaugh did wasn't even that bad is so saddening, because they've internalized the idea that men sexually harassing and abusing them is normal. It shouldn't be. We should hold men to a higher standard.
What you call holding men to a higher standard is actually just sexism. What you want is inequality. You want men to be second-class citizens. You want men to be able to be given to be able to have jobs and opportunities taken away from them over false accusations. You want us to pay man taxes. You want to throw bleach on our balls for sitting comfortably on the subway. You want men to have curfews. What you want is female supremacy. You want females to have special privileges. You think men are second-class citizens, and that is what you want. Inequality. People like you make me sick. You are a horrible excuse of a human being, Justin.
It isn't just boys being boys when they're derailing women's lives. Men like Kavanaugh are somehow allowed to move on from this stuff and obtain positions of power, while the women they've abused have to live with that forever. Lots of folks have been saying that Kavanaugh's accusers weren't assaulted because they didn't report at the time, but there are a plethora of reasons why someone might not report. Go on Twitter and read through the Why I Didn't Report tag, and you'll see so many people who have stories about why they didn't report their rapist or abuser. It's not uncommon. I don't know what's going to happen with Kavanaugh. Right now, it seems likely that Republicans are going to confirm him for the Supreme Court regardless of the allegations. But if we continue to speak out and support survivors, maybe we can convince them not to. There are a few senators who could be swayed, so please call your senators and urge them not to confirm Kavanaugh. It would just be such an insult to survivors everywhere if this man were to be appointed to the Supreme Court. But I don't know. Maybe I'm preaching to the choir here. Maybe everyone has already picked their sides in this. I don't know how productive this video will actually be, but
let's see, lying, spreading misinformation, not actually bothering to do research, instead telling people to go to a dumb Twitter hashtag, as if Twitter has ever been a credible source for anything. Yeah, no, Riley, you are just preaching to the choir. You're screaming at the top of your lungs in your worthless little echo chamber. That's all you're doing. That's all you'll ever be good for. You are not an intellectually honest human being, and your videos are some of the most unproductive wastes of time ever. It is nothing more than propaganda.
I had to say something. It's hard to sit back and watch this happen without saying anything. Please, if you're on the fence about this issue at all, try to have compassion for these women. They have gone through and continue to go through so much, and they need our support right now. Think about what you would do in their shoes. Think about the support you would want. Believe them and believe all survivors, even if they're your friends. He's a nice guy to me isn't a solid defense because people can be nice to one person and rape another. Rapists aren't always the creepy, friendless person in the bushes. Often they're very charismatic, well-liked people who use their social power to silence the people they abuse.
Oh, you mean like that vile waste of human existence, Hillary Clinton? Jesus Christ, Justin, I wish I could put you face to face with real rape survivors. I wish I could put you face to face with the woman who was raped by Bill Clinton, with that poor woman who was raped as a little girl by that man that Hillary Clinton got off the hook. I wish I could put you face to face with them so you can look into the eyes of an actual rape survivor, just so you can see and feel an ounce of how much of a vile piece of shit you are.
I believe Dr. Blasey Ford and the other accusers. I believe all survivors. I hope you do too. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you next time.
Good riddance.